professional health and wellness coach, Tai-Chi and Qigong instructor, Reiki practitioner, breath tactician. I just wanted to jump on real quick and just give you some encouragement as it relates to your healing or manifesting your best life, your highest vibration. I spoke to a group of individuals a couple of days ago about the power of sound healing. And we actually didn't really get really far off in the discussion. It was supposed to be a 45-minute talk, and it ended up being an actual 3-hour question and answer as it relates to taking or having autonomy with your body's healing, taking your power back. And I was really encouraged because the meeting went very well, because it was such an interest with individuals understanding the processes of the body and how those things that are spiritual are first and intending to be practical, right? Things for individuals that seem to be spiritual are those things that can't be explained. But today science is doing an amazing job with unlocking through quantum physics, looking at cells and atoms at very microscopic levels to actually prove and share and help individuals understand the process of how the body can heal itself. And all we have to do is take part in that. God has done everything God was going to do for us. And so it's our responsibility to take our healing into our own hands. And so this talk is going to be about consistency over intensity. So what am I saying when I say consistency over intensity? You know, a lot of times we think that, you know, if we get sick or we get hurt or something happens, if we put a stretch on it, or even if we're trying to get gains in our health and wellness, you know, we want to go into the gym and we just want to commit to, you know, just doing the most, you know, thousands of push-ups, thousands of sit-ups, you know, running thousands of miles, and then we tucker ourselves out. And the actual objective is not to prove anything to yourself or prove anything to the next person, but it's to actually have to create a relationship with your own body, to create a relationship in a way where you understand the processes of developing and building your energetic frequency. And that takes time, actually not only building it, but maintaining it. Because for most of us, we've built around us a number of stresses, and we've undergone a lot of trauma, and we've created a lot of bad habits. And to undo or decondition out of those habits, it takes time. You know, we didn't build these lifestyles, you know, over a year and two. And so for some of us, it's going to take some time to recondition the mind and the body and the heart to communicate as one, so that we're consistently walking in homeostasis or balance. We have to retrain our mind, retrain our eating habits, retrain our breathing, retrain the way we work, you know, and consider how we're loving ourselves and considering how we're loving our neighbor, considering how we're loving our environment. All of that takes a part in the way our bodies are processing and conditioned to heal itself. It's all about a consistency. And one of the things that was also brought up is that I run into a lot of individuals as well, clients, who come in for an energy balancing session and thinking that one session and not taking into the importance of the care plan that I give them after the balancing section, meaning the homework. You know, it's not a one and done. And I don't encourage my client, I don't develop a relationship with my clients where I want them to continue to come see me. The object is to actually not only balance, to get their energies balanced, but also to give them the wherewithal, the training, the tools, so that they have the insight, so that if they're misaligned and they need to bring back balance, that they can do it themselves. And that takes work, it takes effort. When we're talking about optimizing the healing in our own bodies, then that means that we're going to have to move from the seat of the spectator to the seat of the participator. And this is a daily process. We get so used to going to work every day. We get used to brushing our teeth and having hygiene because we don't, want to offend ourselves or offend others. These become a part of our daily process. But what we don't give attention to is our heart, the energetic body, because it's subtle, and we don't see the importance of that. And what I call that is heart knowledge. We pay a lot of attention to the head knowledge and the hand knowledge. We go to school, we get educated, we practice understanding how to execute that knowledge. But there is another knowledge that is very much a part of that story, and that's the heart knowledge. This is where we have to understand the importance of the head-heart coherence. And a lot of times I bring up at my talks how I've understood to hear that the same neurotransmitters that we have in our mind are the same neurotransmitters that we have in our heart, meaning that the heart is a brain also. And it has a very dynamic responsibility as it relates to not just our health, but our well-being. And we don't include the heart in our conversation if we're rushing, if we're not being subtle to listen and pay attention to what our bodies are speaking to us from day to day, from season to season. We're desensitized. We're living through life. We're hurting ourselves and re-injuring ourselves and not slowing down enough in order for our bodies to restore and heal. Because we're, moving with our minds and just doing. And we're not slowing down enough to give our heart a say in the matter. And our heart is always speaking. You have a gut intuition that's telling you to take inventory and change your relationships that are destructive. You're working too hard. You need to get some rest. But we're not listening to those promptings. And when we don't, then we put ourselves in a position where eventually we'll have to, because we'll get so sick, or we'll have to go see the doctor because our bodies begin to shut down. Well, it's time to begin to allow our hearts to have a special position within our lives and to be able to restore that ability to feel once again and not work ourselves to death. And so that will take a dedication to be consistent over being intense. Consistent at what? Consistent at developing a better relationship with your breath by proper breathing. Consistent at having a better relationship with your diet. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? You want to get in my video? Lil just came in and joined us. But being consistent at having better relationships at work, being consistent at having better relationships with your family and friends, and more importantly, being consistent at having a better relationship with your own self. And all of these things are important, being consistent day to day, being consistent at what you're holding in your mind, realizing that your emotions play a very important part. Your feelings play a very important part of your health and well-being, because those emotions or those feelings that traumatize you or that keep you up at night actually puts the body in a stress or flight or fight response. And if you're not cognizant and you keep replaying these thoughts, replaying these ordeals, and not dealing with them and getting them flushed out, then that's what causes a lot of dis-ease and hurt within our body and in our lives. And so developing a consistent practices, breathwork, diet, proper exercise. I'm a Tai-Chi and Qigong instructor, and I teach online. That's just a plug for anyone that's interested. Please visit webuildlegacy.com or comment below if you have any questions or concerns. Exercises that actually help you regulate the body, the mind, and the breath, so that your body is balanced, your energy is balanced, and so that you are having an autonomy over your healing. You're gaining power over your healing. And this is developing a consistent relationship with the things that I've just spoke on. It's not a one and done. Every day, you're developing practices around the things that you like. It might be a walk in the park. It might be going to the beach. It might be drawing or playing music. But it's actually taking opportunity to take time out to relax and enjoy yourself. Being on the grind is important, but not so much important where you're overdoing it. It's all about balance. So that's the completion of the talk about being consistent more than intense. Yes, intensity has its place, but when we're talking about taking your power back over your health and wellness, it's about being consistent over those things that matter to you. All right, you all have a great day. Remember always to be great, be intentional, and above all things, be authentically you. Have a great day.